Glebe and Forest Lodge is a vibrant community of young professionals and artists alike. The character of Glebe is shaped by its heritage, which exhibits more than 60 heritage-listed buildings, and the variety of cuisines attract people from beyond its boundaries. The pedestrian-friendly small scale and fine grain given by the narrow shop fronts and big windows creates an interesting streetscape with something different every few steps. Street dining is present along the road, and a number of restaurants and cafes open their fronts and provide bars for people to eat overlooking the street. Some of the footpaths approaching various corners along Glebe Point Road have been extended, but the space is underutilised. This could be an opportunity to improve the pedestrian amenity. The local Glebe Public School opens its grounds to the public each Saturday, hosting Glebe markets, which contributes to the character, bohemian vibe and community feel of the area. This event attracts a large number of visitors to the area. There are 2 side streets, currently used for parking, that present an opportunity for a shared multi-activity space. Some of the original residential typology can still be found on the western side of Glebe Point Road, whilst the eastern side has experienced the transformation of its built form to accommodate commercial tenancies throughout the years. Mature street trees can be found along the road, only missing where awnings exist. Hanging baskets have been placed by City of Sydney to improve the visual appearance of the western side between Broadway and Mitchell Street. This could be replicated along the rest of the road to engage the less activated areas. As we move north, there is a decline in activity and pedestrian amenity. At the corner with Mitchell Street, 75% of buildings sit empty, creating a ghost town feel. Buildings at all 4 corners are heritage listed. That could be considered an asset or a constraint. There is a large number of pedestrians walking in both directions along the eastern side, but these tenancies sit vacant. This could be due to the lack of shade or protection from the weather, the large size of intersection or road marks that prioritise vehicles over pedestrians on 3 of its sides. There is also a lack of rest and sitting areas. From this point, the topography changes with an incline going up towards St John's Road. This coincides with a further decline in activity. Along this section, a mix of building typologies can be found from the village development of Glebe Place to large Victorian terraces and 70s flats. The western block between Mitchell Street and St John's Road extends for 230 metres, with no fenestrations to the west. This reduces its catchment area and accessibility. Glebe Place in its central courtyard lacks activation. The large-size hedging and difference between shops and street could be a deterrent for access. There is an opportunity to activate this through design. At the intersection with St John's Road sits the St John's Anglican Church and former Glebe Post Office. This is one of the highest topographic points along the road and presents one of the few key vistas towards Sydney CBD. This is not celebrated. Between St John's and Bridge, activity builds, with local produce shops, cafes, restaurants, grocery stores and hotels. This section is frequented by a large number of pedestrians, but the footpath at this point is one of the narrowest, making it unsafe for people walking or waiting to cross. Dr. H.J. Foley Rest Park, located at the corner of Bridge Road, is the largest open space within our study area. It contains large shade trees, playground, benches, public toilets and city views from its northeast corner. Old tracks of the former Glebe Point tram line can still be seen along the road, just north of Bridge. From this point, the road switches to a more residential use, with a mix of terrace houses and 70s flat buildings of increased density. The former Valhalla Cinema has been converted to offices and street-front cafes and restaurants. Next to the former cinema, there is a large grayscale mural that celebrates the old Glebe trams. Glebe Library sits at the intersection of Wigram Road and provides further public green space. On the eastern side, there is another pocket of activity with shops that cater for the local residents. These include a grocery shop, bakery, butcher, florist and pet groomer. People visiting the library seem to stop at the shops before leaving the area. Glebe has a unique vibrancy shaped by its architectural character and features. However, it is the people that make Glebe Glebe. We want to celebrate this while making Glebe safer, more walkable and enjoyable.